Support for Mission Nonprofit is provided by Thurston Talk.
This program is provided in the public interest by Thurston Community Media. More information at TCMedia.org.
Hello, I'm Robert Cam, your host for Mission Nonprofit. Each month, we take a look at a local nonprofit organization making an impact in our community. This month, we have OlyFilm. Welcome Board Chair Jeff Barehand and Board Member Janice Liu. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Jeff, tell me about how you started OlyFilm.
Oh my gosh, that's a long story. I wouldn't say that I started it. I always give, strangely enough, I give credit to
Craigslist. I've heard this story.
Oh yeah, the
Craigslist.
Well, I give it to Craigslist. I give it to Riley Gibson. I also give it to Mac Proctor. There are a lot of people that came together to, I guess, promote the reason why there needs to be an Olympia Film Collective. And Olympia Film Collective was our original name. We've recently rebranded to OlyFilm, just for simplicity's sake, and plus we own the website, OlyFilm.
Go to www.olyfilm.com.
There you
Check
go.
out what we
There's
do.
the website.
When I first moved here, was it 15 years ago? Wow. There wasn't a film-making organization here, so I had to resort to Craigslist to find somebody like-minded.
It's exactly.
It was,
I love Craigslist.
yeah, I didn't get killed. That's what I really am grateful for at this point. But Riley Gibson actually put out a post on Craigslist. We arrived here at the same time. He had just completed film school, and so he was looking for people to, to make a film with. And so I responded. Oddly enough, a guy named Russell Brooks also showed up in town, and he was into film as well. And we had a connection through a mutual friend. He's also native from Cheyenne, northern Cheyenne, in Montana. But he came over, and we unearthed the script that I had written just as an exercise in writing. I was doing a lot of script writing at the time because I arrived in the middle of winter, and it was so cold and rainy here. And I was like at home, I guess I'll just write. And so I did. But he found The Sweet Sorrow, which was one of my first scripts that I wrote, and it was simple, 2 actors, 3 locations, and we could film it in one weekend. So December 12th, 2012, I believe, was the date that we made for that first film shoot. We also found another guy, Dylan Glockler, who also answered that ad. And so us 4 filmmakers, this motley crew of, just people, strangers really, came together and made this little short film. And it turned out to be, really, I guess, a blessing, really, just to find collaborators that you're going to be around with who are kind of stuck at the hip from now on. And the 3 of us are still here. One moved on to Florida, but we're still here, and as well as the collective. But you asked me how it got started. But I was sitting with one of my actors in my house, and he needed a place to stay, and I offered my house since he was, gracious enough to act in my film. And so he stayed a few days with me, and he was grateful as well. But he made websites. So he's like, I want to do something. I want to give back to you guys. I can make a website for your group. Yeah, your organization. What is it called? And at that time, we were just a loose collaborative of filmmakers who, and so he said, yeah, what's your group name? What are you guys called? And it's like, and that's when it dawned on me, wow, I guess we need to make a group, we need to organize. And so that night we actually came up, well, Olympia Film, I know Collective was a big deal here. I heard a lot of that in other groups, and just Olympia Film Collective. So that's how that came about, just one rainy night in Olympia. Like how many stories happen here.
Well, so you said 2012. So it's 2022. You've been there for 10 years now.
10 years.
It's been a lot of years.
Janice, what are you doing for the 10-year anniversary of OlyFilm?
Well, I guess I'll be heading down to the Capitol Theater to watch some movies. And I'm told there'll be other people there. I hope there will be.
There will be millions.
Millions
they
of
will
people.
have to turn people away. just to see all of the films we've made in the past 10 years, that's really what it's going to be a retrospective of not all of our films, because we've made so many that we can't compile it into 1 2-hour block of time. So some will have to be edited for time, I think. But we're going to try to get as many in as possible. There's so many people that have come out. There's so many people that have participated, not just as filmmakers, but also just support crew, also crafty, providing food, providing locations. A lot of businesses have been very, very supportive of our filmmaking here in Olympia, and a lot of them are going to be invited as well. So it's really just a big celebration of indie filmmaking where we live, not just about our organization, but for the community. The community is wonderful. I love Olympia just simply because of the arts, the support for the arts we have here. And for that purpose, it's really a community celebration.
So that's December 12th at the Capitol Theater downtown, 7 o'clock?
Doors open at 6.
Doors open at 6.
So.
And you don't have to be a member of Olympia Film Collective or OlyFilm to come. Anybody is welcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is welcome.
Excellent.
Yes, as always, for anything that the collective does, OlyFilm is open to the public. For any of our programs, we offer a wide variety of skill building, like filmmaking workshops. There's also, we've had in the past motion graphics, video editing, audio. We also invite various experts in filmmaking.
And I think like that script writing one was, so we recently, we're currently in production for this movie called Cowboy Dinner, and everyone's been somewhat loosely involved. And I think that's how, so I came to Olympia 5 years ago. Oh, geez. Yes, 5 years ago. And I just wanted to make some films, and it's been really, really such an interesting and welcoming community. And so from that script writing class is where this script was written by someone called Sarah Kemp, and she's been a part of the production. And slowly a bunch of other people went through on that ride, and now we are in production, and it's exciting. And we're shooting at Browser's Bookstore, so talking about the local communities and the local businesses that support independent filmmaking, that's one of them.
And what I love about Cowboy Dinner is that it's really a collaboration of women.
Yeah.
And one of our missions in the collective is to not only just support indie filmmaking, but to include BIPOC and women filmmakers to support and elevate their craft where we live here in the South Sound. So that's awesome that Cowboy Dinner is being made, especially since it's a first-time
first-time
director?
director, first-time writer, first-time producer. Yeah. And then it's a fun bunch. But then there are so many people who showed up to help and just tell me I'll do anything.
Yeah.
and then we're also relying on a lot of seasoned professionals that come in and just show up and what can I do, how can I help, and it's been I love this community. It's just so nice to be able to to be in such a relaxed environment, and without any of the vestiges of a professional set and its various trepidations. But yeah, no, it's been super, OlyFilm, I've seen so many kids in OlyFilm, just people just bring them because, people do have children. Yeah. And I think that is where, it's such a distinct departure from not only, a lot of social groups, but a lot of, workplaces too, or, the idea that, oh, no, you have children, I guess, find a babysitter. Well, you know what? We don't have those things. So yeah. I found it, as a woman, I'm a cinematographer, and I have these 3 children, and I've brought them on set before. Now it's oh wow! I was oh my God, I can do this. Anyway, I miss lights. But
sounds like it's accessible to everyone. Right?
Yeah. No one's gonna everyone. Well, since I've been here, no one is ever looked even remotely judgmental on the fact that, oh wait, you had a child and you brought said child here. You know, because we all bring our children.
Yeah.
You know, like we've had
We just-
teenagers, like they come to our meeting, and it's like super inclusive.
Yeah.
And a lot of child actors in some of your
Yes.
productions.
Yeah, we just
Amazing.
met, we just actually produced the Intertribal Youth Film Project, which is geared towards Native kids in our area and also the 3 local tribes, Nisquaxin, Chehalis, Nisqually tribes. It's just an opportunity for, that indigenous of BIPOC getting together and teaching them filmmaking and giving that opportunity to experience it and to really live it. So this year, for the first time, we had a Makah teenager. She just graduated from high school. She's going on to UW, but she wrote a script and she directed it. First time Native woman Makah filmmaker
Wow.
at OlyFilm. And then we had 2 first-time actors. One had been on stage, Twana Beadle, and the other, Jennifer Squally, was new to filmmaking and just wanted to try it out. So that was their first time on film, acting, and with a first-time woman Native director. So those are the opportunities that OlyFilm gives to our community. It's just that support and the arts perspective, promotion of the arts where we live. And I think it's really great that something like that exists.
Well, I think the thing is, like, we're always doing something. There's always some meeting going on, like, and I think that's where, you know, as a filmmaker, you're not really a filmmaker unless you make something or involved in something. And the fact that we have an active Facebook group that you can join and you can connect with other filmmakers and post your projects. The Facebook group is, Jeff, what is it? Like just OlyFilm?
It's just OlyFilm, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Olympia Film Collective, I
Olympia
believe,
Film
too.
Collective?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your website is olyfilm.com, and your Facebook and Instagram is at Olympia Film Collective. So they should follow those. They should check out your website. What's the first step to becoming involved besides, following those? What do people want to do? How do you really get involved?
Showing up.
Actually, like what we always do is we always do the 253. That's where I came on board at the 253. The Grand Cinema in Tacoma does the
Film competition.
Yeah, the 253 film competition, where I think it's 253 seconds. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a time-based filmmaking competition that unfolds over a weekend with like 5 prompts, and it happens kind of in March. So that's always when we do it. I mean, like we're always active then. And if anyone wants to stop there, I guess they can shoot Skybear an email around that time, right? I mean.
Yeah, you can always reach me too at jeff@skybearmedia.com. Yeah, so.
And you've got, you also run Skybear Media.
Yeah, I am co-owner of Skybear Media. It's a production company here in Olympia. We've been in business for 10 years, and we work all over the country making videos.
And so Skybear helps out OlyFilm and maybe vice versa?
Yeah,
Really?
Riley and I, we were 2 of the 4 co-founders of OlyFilm. So obviously we've always had this stake in the game, wanting to contribute and support filmmaking where we live, because we both moved here at the same time, and we both realized there wasn't an organization other than Craigslist to find people, like-minded people. So obviously we needed to do something about that. So we started the collective as a part of that too.
Now, it's mostly shorts, right, that you're making. Have you made any features?
Not yet.
That's a goal, huh?
Technically we have. We
yeah?
Oh,
did
okay.
make one feature called Sync. It was kind of in partnership with the SPSCC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's out there. It's on our website.
Oh, okay. So they can watch some of your productions through the website.
You can watch most of them.
Oh,
Most
great.
of them, like a lot of our productions, but they are mostly short narratives, because that's what we want to. A lot of people gravitate towards short narratives, not just narratives, but documentaries as well. We have a really strong documentary group. We have the production group, and we have a screenwriting group. So if you're interested in any of those things, you can come and meet people who are doing the same thing and try to get your script made, try to get your film made. So.
Well, why don't we give the audience a taste of what some of these films look like? Let's show them some of these short films, and we'll come back and talk some more.
It's like, roll it.
Sounds good.
Jennifer, you eat at the same restaurant, you go to the same coffee shop every day. It's no wonder you attract the same type of man. Thanks, Lisa.
Mom, I'm a grown woman. I think I know how to live my own life.
I just worried, dear. Here. I want you to have this. I was wearing it when I met your father. It changed my life.
I got a code 512 here.
I don't understand why I need to get undressed.
Portly white male. I need assistance.
Is there a problem here? Sir, you can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
I will see Taylor Swift without you.
It says fearless.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, Lillian. Don't you forget that. One step outside this here safety zone and you know what happens?
What, Mama?
You die! You die a horrible and ugly death. Because you are a sick, sick girl, Lillian. The devil made you that way. The devil wrote your name, and when she wrote your name, she wrote beside it, Lillian is a sick girl. A sick girl with allergies of all kinds. She wrote that. And you know what else she wrote?
What, Mama?
That's all she wrote. She didn't wrote nothing else, just that.
I don't want to die, Mommy.
Good. Then you stay right here in this house until I tell you it's safe to come out. We're preparing for the Judgment Day.
Great power comes great responsibility, Jim. We can't have superheroes in need of saving. Effective immediately, you are out. Turn in your tights.
Wait a minute, who made you boss?
You did, Jim. The entire superheroes union, in fact.
Just because you're old doesn't mean your story is told. You're a geriatric superhero, one old kind of guy. You're closer to death than you are to life.
Does this smell weird to you, mister?
You are a hero that doesn't really fly. If you were in the Arctic, we'd send you on an ice float out to die. You could have an illness and need to take a break. You can have an issue with your old prostate.
Welcome back to Mission Nonprofit. If you're just joining us, our guest is OlyFilm. Jeff Barehand and Janice Liu are here to talk about them. So we just saw some clips from some short films, and they look really fun. And so you're going to keep doing those. You're planning to make a feature or more features in the future?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
I think for every filmmaker out there, we all want to make features, whether it's a feature narrative or a feature documentary. I think that solidifies you as a filmmaker when you reach that echelon in your career.
And also paying people is somewhere where you'd like to be.
That would be nice.
But you do pay people sometimes. Tell us a little bit about some of the paid opportunities that OlyFilm provides.
Well, it really depends on funding, but we can give small grants out or stipends to filmmakers for short filmmaking. So that exists. We've done it in the past. We've also worked through various grants as well to get specific funding for a specific project. And there's also, I think as time goes on, there's going to be a lot more opportunity for indie filmmakers. I just recently joined the Washington Filmworks board, And the film incentive for the state just increased from $3.5 to $15 million. So what that means is that there's more opportunity, more money to go around, specifically for independent filmmakers. If there's a budget of less than $1 million, and we can allocate up to $3 million for this program, the small budget production grant. That means that a third of your small budget can be reimbursed to you upon completion of your film.
All right.
So that's money in filmmakers' pockets that you're saving, you know. And it's specifically tailored for Washington filmmakers. At least 2 of the 4 top, let's say the lead actor, the producer, the director, the writer, 2 of those have to be from Washington.
Okay.
So it really values the independent filmmaker within Washington. So I'm very excited about that program that's going to be coming out, because this is all new legislation that happened this past summer, and so the board's working hard to get this off the ground. We've had several events around the state, one here in Olympia even, just to talk with local filmmakers about what they want to get out of the program, because really it could go anywhere, and we need that input. So, I mean, if there's anybody out there that needs, that wants to give that input, contact Washington Filmworks, and they will listen to you.
Oh, nice. Okay. And how about if there's anybody out there that wants to donate to OlyFilm? How does that process work, and you know, where will that money go, and how will it help?
As of right now, the best way to if you want to donate to OlyFilm, it's to contact me personally, and I'm okay with just giving out my email, jeffbarehand@gmail.com. Pretty simple, or jeff@skybearmedia.com.
Okay.
It's all out there on the web too as well.
Yeah, so they can find that email address.
Contact
on the
me
website.
directly.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can kind of follow through with that and make sure that that money goes towards our projects. And
yeah, and there are many things that you can donate towards, like even if it's just like, you know, the craft services of like for people. I mean, like that's a really meaningful and a really important thing, like, for building, and it also helps like the local businesses too. But I'd also point out that this, as OlyFilm is a collective, it's not like, it's like we are open to all ideas, and we are open to, like, I mean, like anyone can come to our board meeting and pitch us something, and like, you know, and we'll like, and we, I mean, we are just here to support filmmakers and see but also what is feasible, because, you know, there is a physical constraint to filmmaking, right? And sometimes you do have to put up some walls. But aside from that, like, I mean, like, there are many, like the question is really like, I mean, yes, if people want to help us make a feature, if people want to like buy wardrobe, like, I mean, there are so many ways, and even like, or even just like say like I mean, like even something as simple as you know, like a Costco thing, because like whenever you're buying all your props and stuff, you need it, and it comes from somewhere, and typically if it doesn't come from like our budget, it comes from like donors who are volunteering as crew.
Yeah.
You know, like,
so there's a lot of opportunities, it sounds like, for people to donate, because they could just donate like even a venue or a space that you could shoot in.
Oh yes, yes. If they contact us with just ways that they would like to pitch in to help like local filmmaking, you know, that honestly would go so far.
And then obviously anybody that's into film or has any skills in any related industry, like makeup, costuming, acting. It doesn't have to be acting and crew or camera operator, but there's so many other kind of skill sets that you need, right?
I mean, like transportation, you know, like, I mean, you have a car?
Right. Because, PAs probably have to go and drive somewhere to pick up something because, oh, we forgot we needed, you know, some solo cups. I don't know what it would be, right? And they could go and run that errand. So.
I think it'd be really great if just businesses in general just stepped up to fund a film. I mean, films could run as low as, you know, $500 up to $5,000 in an independent film.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of a doable number. I mean, filmmaking in general is just, I mean, Hollywood spends hundreds of millions of dollars on one film. But that's Hollywood. We're just here in Thurston County trying to share our skills with emerging filmmakers, you know, and keep this going, building up, the platform that we want to stand on. And as a community, there's a lot of people holding us up, but we want a lot more people.
I mean, I would like to see OlyFilm like really going into like a lot more youth programming, just because, kids want to make films, and kids want to be in it, and kids want to like go behind the curtain. And if you don't enable them to do this, they're just going to be watching people do whatever it is on TikTok and like wish and have this like aspirational longing for something that really is a lie. Like all of film is a lie. But if you make the lie, then they know how to make their own lies or their own stories. I mean, like you got to tell it, otherwise, like. It's just. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if a kid has to resort to TikTok to learn filmmaking, that is a disservice. Because
maybe that's what we should do. TikTok filmmaking.
Because filmmaking in general is you can't do it alone unless you want to be a documentarian. But but filmmaking requires a village, or really does require. You got to have support. I mean, there's the writer, the producer, the director, the camera person, the sound person, the audio person, the crafty, the hair and makeup. There's wardrobe. There's the art department. There's so many aspects of filmmaking if you want to do it right, that it takes a lot of people to get it done. So this is why support of a community organization such as OlyFilm is imperative to really, I guess, bring that art into the community and to provide that education and training to all. So
it sounds like you're building that community for people.
We've built that community, Robert.
Building that community.
We've built it. Now it's just growing that community, making it stronger.
And I suppose if people donate to the Intertribal Youth Project and other similar type things, I mean, that could be a very direct way that you could support and see clear results, because you can, like, how many people showed up for Intertribal? Like, I think it was like, 10 youths and like 20. The crew was pretty big.
Yeah, it was like 9 or 10 youths, and then the crew just as much, like 12 to 15 crew.
So I mean, like, we could expand programming, I mean, to bring in more youths, or maybe do multiple projects. I mean, will we have the funds?
Yeah. I mean, I have a special place in my heart for the Intertribal Youth Film projects. I mean, I'm native. I'm actually Gila River and Navajo. So, but I've been, which are Arizona tribes, but I've been very integrated into the Coast Salish communities up here for the past 16 years. It's just been really awesome to get to work with them. At TCMedia, we do a lot of tribal work, working with tribes and tribal organizations to promote their economic development, all their enterprises, and their programs. So that's kind of where I've come from, and we've gotten a lot of support from the tribes locally with OlyFilm, but not anything necessarily outside of that. And so that's where I'd love to expand that. Like, we need our community to support us. We need the big businesses to reach out and lift us up. That's
well,
that's
everybody
what we're
needs to come to your screening on December 12th at 7,
yes.
right? And watch those films and then go from there, right?
Yes, and another reason why to check out OlyFilm is because we do have some equipment available for the community to rent out.
Yeah.
I mean, to rent out, as in to borrow. So
for a film that they're making for OlyFilm.
Yeah. And the other part of it is that, like, we do have people in our community with a lot of experience. Like, we have experienced production managers. So I mean, you just have to show up at the meeting and like talk to a few people or ask, hey, can someone help me with this? But I mean, if someone were to be trying to submit applications to like Washington Film Works for money, perhaps, or like questions about it, OlyFilm would be a great place to start figuring out how to write that budget or whatever it might be. So, OlyFilm.
Well, we have to wrap it up there. So thank you so much for joining us here on Mission Nonprofit, and good luck with all your films. And we'll see you on December 12th, right? 7 o'clock at Olympia at the Capitol Theater downtown. So that's all we have for you today. If you'd like to learn more about OlyFilm, you can find them online at olyfilm.com. and on Facebook and Instagram at Olympia Film Collective. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Support for Mission Nonprofit is provided by Thurston Talk.
This program is provided in the public interest by Thurston Community Media. More information at TCMedia.org.